Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. I'm, of course, the Natty Teacher. Today's lesson, we got a pull day, specifically a vertical pull day. Okay, so today is a much more lat-focused back workout. If you stuck with our series and you watched Monday's video, it was our first pull day of the week. What you'll notice is of course there is some lat recruitment within the exercises that I picked, but the exercises I completed on Monday were absolutely more tailored towards overall back thickness, upper back, rhomboids, the teres, muscles, all that kind of fun stuff. A lot of rowing. Really trying to, work on building a dense back, okay? Today is, I don't want to say more detailed work, but definitely more honed in on the lats. Now, I will tell you this, okay? I've been working out now for, again, over 11 years. This summer would put me just over 11 years, okay? I've been training specifically for bodybuilding now for probably the past somewhere between 5 and 6 years. So for me, I am at the point where I really have to hone in on certain body parts. So if you are, if it's your first month or two in the gym, or maybe you took a long time off at the gym and you're coming back to the gym and you see my workout split, you definitely can run a push-pull legs. I just might be a little bit more leery on the exercise selection that you're making. Like if this is your first, like I said, couple months or first even couple of years in the gym, and you're still experiencing those quote-unquote newbie gains, you need to focus on a lot of the big stuff first. Do your bent over rowing. Pull downs, of course, are great, and pull-ups and all that. You need to do them for sure. But some of the more isolation work that I do is because I am literally trying to work on minute parts of the body that I see as areas that I need to bring up, so when I compete again, they look better. So if you are, again, newer to the gym, yeah, you can do some of that stuff, but make sure those meat and potato exercises are the bulk of your training, okay? The bulk of your training, again, should be those heavier exercises, ones that are going to work more muscle groups within one exercise. You can get the most out of it, all that kind of fun stuff. That's just my opinion, at least, but I wouldn't say that I'm far off. But anyways, back to the episode. Just wanted to have a little mini bodybuilding training advice there for you. So hopefully that was beneficial for you. But first exercise on the docket will be a neutral grip assisted pull-up. Okay, and the top set of that will be coming at you right about now. All right. So up first in this vertical pulling day here, we got a neutral grip assisted pull-up. I feel like assisted pull-ups are just one of the more slept on back movements. There's so many different variations. Let's be real here. A lot of bodybuilders in particular, and just everyday gym goers, are probably not ridiculously strong at pull-ups. And I feel like every time I go use this machine every week, I gotta dust the cobwebs off this bad boy, dude. Go in there, do some assisted pull-ups. Try neutral grip, wide grip, a shoulder width grip, whatever you got. But this is a great exercise. We're essentially trying to pretend to drive those elbows through the lats, keep that head and chest slightly pushed up, towards the ceiling. A great exercise to get the back rolling and, get some good blood flow going as well. So gotta love it. We did 2 top sets here. We're using 35 pounds of assistance right here, trying to keep these all within, again, I would say for both sets, in that 10 to 20 rep range. I believe our top set here, we hit 415, and then we stayed at this weight, like I said, for a second set and hit that for 11. So again, right within the range that we'd want to be, that 10 to 15, 10 to 20 rep range, that seems to be ideal for these types of movements, okay? So grind it out, pull. There we go. Nice control on the way down. Get that full stretch. Good to go. Then I changed up the angle here just to kind of give you an idea of where I was pulling to, because I always show this from behind. But we have a lat pull down here, and I talk about, actually pulling down to the chest. Well, I wanted to, I guess, in a sense, prove that I was actually pulling all the way down to the chest here, okay? So we are bringing that bar and we are pulling it literally down to the point where we touch the chest, and then allowing the back to fully open up, stretch those hands all the way up and pull back down. I've had to lighten the load a little bit. This actually even felt a little bit heavy this week. I think we're using 165 pounds, something like that. And we did also a set of, what was it, 12 or 13, plus an additional couple to the chin. So I can't take credit for this one. This is all Jared Feather from RP Strength. He's got a phenomenal back first and foremost, but he's got phenomenal cues for training, especially I've noticed for back training. At least that's what, from what I've seen, great cues for all his training. But one thing that he does and one thing that he taught was to drive the actual lat pull downs all the way down to the chest. Again, allow that bar to come all the way back up. I know Dr. Mike over there at RP does, preaches the same message. So again, when we get to failure with bringing them down all the way to the chest, we rock out a couple more just to the chin, okay, and go from there. So I think we did like 13 and 2, so like 13 to the chest and then 2 to the chin, something like that, or 13 and 3, I don't know, something like that. Then we did another working set there and then dropped the weight just under 20% and did that for like 22 reps. So awesome pumps out of that. Then some one arm lat pull downs here. Last week I showed it from the front. This week I wanted to show it from the back. Okay, so we have that pulley on the cable tower stacked all the way at the top. And what we're trying to do is we slightly turn into the weight itself, lean into it a little bit. We don't want to be completely just sitting facing straight towards the cable. We want to turn into it at least a little bit, and we're trying to keep that elbow, at least for the most part, pretty neutral to the side of the body, and we are just driving it down through the lat and then allowing that arm to stretch, fully lengthen, and come back down through. Okay, so again, for this one, we did 2 working sets here, and again, we're keeping it within that 12 to 20 rep range. Okay, so form first, really control the weight and sit in that short position in the back. So like right about here, sit and hold that for a moment. Not that long, that was the last rep, but again, 2 working sets there. Then try this rear delt variation here with dumbbells. It felt pretty good. I actually liked it. I used the Versa grips here just to make sure that my grip wasn't a super limiting factor here. And you can see I'm really controlling that eccentric. So essentially when the dumbbells are coming back down, that is arguably the most important part of this movement, is controlling that eccentric. We're trying to get a nice stretch, get a good pump, and push as much blood into the rear delts as possible here without using too much traps. You're going to use them a little bit, you can't help that, but I'll talk about it in my outro as well. But before this exercise, I did do 2 working sets of low lat cable rows. So just some one arm low lat cable rows, like, with the hands slightly supinated and driving that elbow into the lower portion of the lat. So that was not filmed. That was kind of in his own, moving kind of quickly, and ended up not filming that exercise. So if you want to see that, I do have it in my training video from last week. So from last Thursday, so you can go check that out. But anyways, 2 working sets here. And no, excuse me. 3 working sets there. Again, all within that, 10 to 20 rep range or so. Then moving on to biceps, we have just a good old machine preacher curl here. I do want to throw in some dumbbell preacher curls here, some one-arm dumbbell curls, dumbbell preacher curls, excuse me. I do like this machine. The tension on it sits kind of weird at the top. Like, it's hard to really pull those hands all the way, like into a full range of motion without bashing this into your head. And I've played with different seat adjustments and what have you, and it doesn't feel bad, but I think I can do better with it. And using dumbbells, I think, will allow for that. So we're gonna start throwing that in more. It was just a sake of time thing at this point, so I wanted to do something that wasn't unilateral and use both hands so I could move through it a little bit more efficiently. We did 3 working sets here. This one I do like to do a little bit heavier, so I keep this in that 10 to 12, maybe 10 to 15 rep range or so for all 3 of those sets, and took about a minute and 15-second breaks. Obviously, you can do less than that. You can do more than that as needed, but I've noticed for biceps and triceps, unless I'm doing like a compound tricep movement, I keep the breaks around a minute. Then just some good old-fashioned easy bar curls, man. Good old-fashioned easy bar curls. Ain't nothing wrong with these bad boys, man. These things are solid, okay? So all we're really trying to do here is, while using a little bit of natural just momentum, we are not really trying to swing the weight up. We are curling the weight up, and then we control it on the way down. So you can see it come up hard out of the bottom, I curl to the eyes almost. You don't have to. You can definitely curl to the chin or to the forehead or to the nose or whatever's most comfortable for you. But I found that for me to really get that good full range of motion on this one, I curl right to about the bridge of the nose, or to the eyes. So that seems to work pretty well for me. At this point, we did 2 working sets here. We got a 25 and a 10 on there on each side. And again, this one I like to do still pretty relatively heavy, keeping everything in that 10 to 15 rep range. So I believe we did 14 reps here, kept at this weight, and did another set of 11. So again, trying to limit that extra, body English and what have you, and really try to get a nice full range of motion. A little bit at the end here and there ain't gonna kill you, but make sure especially we're focusing on controlling that weight on the way down in that eccentric portion. So again, 2 working sets here for a total of 5 working sets of biceps for the day. And I'm actually just about to do some calves, and then I have a half-hour cardio still. Pull B session in the books. Hey, man. Another great one. Felt real good. I'll tell you, having that horizontal pull day on Monday, I definitely was still feeling, not like feeling sore in my back, but definitely still feeling a little remnants of just overall fatigue from a lot of hinge movements and rowing and bigger back movements, I guess you could say. So definitely was still feeling a little carryover from that, but not much, not enough to take away from the performance of this workout, which is exactly where we want to be. So I already think I believe I said this in my voiceover, but just to reiterate it, just to make sure in case you missed the the part there, in between one arm lat pull downs, where I have my hand up on an incline bench, sitting flipped on an incline bench and have my hand resting there. In between that movement and those dumbbell rear delt flies, I did do 2 working sets of low lat rows, so cable low lat rows, okay, where the hands are kind of in this angle here, mostly supinated, and then driving that elbow back relatively close to the body and just into that lower lat, and just driving it, burying it into the lower lat, and then controlling that retraction. So I did, if you check my video last week, that I do have a set of that posted, so if you are curious to see what that looks like, it is in last week's video. But I just I was keeping moving and got caught up in my sets and just ended up not recording it, so that was my bad. So I did do 2 working sets there of that. So yeah, back is absolutely thrashed, rear delts thrashed, biceps thrashed. I still have a pump right now, especially after those a little bit heavier easy bar curls at the end. I've been throwing those back in. Whew, bad boys are grueling, man. I forgot how difficult just some basic standing curls are, just with free weights. I had done a lot of cable work at the end of my prep and stuff like that, and I think I had still done that at the end of my prep, but into my off season I had done a lot of cable stuff and all that, and it's great. But as I'm trying to build more and more density, you can bet that I'm going to be adding in more and more free weight stuff, as my body continues to want to grow and push to new levels. So oof, yeah, humbling, but fun, very fun for sure. Yeah, so tomorrow, join me for 2 things actually. And this was actually by request of one of my viewers. So if you're watching this video, you know who you are. I'm sorry I did not, I'll give you a shout out tomorrow. But in this video, I did not have your username pulled up, but I will give you a shout out tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for tomorrow because we have 2 things. We have our leg B day, so our hamstring and glute day per usual. But we also have a full day of eating. So I'm actually going to try to literally have video snippets of all my meals. And, tomorrow we are actually celebrating my birthday with my parents because my birthday is on Sunday. So I'll be turning 29 on Sunday. Still in my 20s. I still get another year in my 20s. Okay, but we're close to 30, which is crazy. I can't even believe that. But, yeah. So my last meal tomorrow, and I'll talk about it in my video, my last meal will obviously look different because we're going out with my parents tomorrow, and I'll try to get a little video of that as well. But, it's just going to be like a burger and fries. It's not, I have an off-plan meal once every couple of months, man. I really don't have off-plan meals, so I like the food I eat, so I don't really ever feel the need to cheat. Or not even cheat, but just have an off-plan meal. But, so that meal will be different. But regardless, yeah, leg day, full day of eating tomorrow. I'm excited, can't wait. And then Saturday, something else a little bit different that I've never done before, is a grocery haul. Now, I always feel weird about like when people get themselves, like when they have somebody record them when they're in the store, so I'm not going to do that. But my wife and I, we shop at Aldi, so I will do we're going to do a whole Aldi haul on Saturday. So make sure you're in for that as well, for that rest day vlog. So anyways, make sure you like and share the video. Drop a comment below. I appreciate, all the comments that are coming in. I do see more and more of them, so I really do appreciate that. I definitely will take time to make sure I respond at some point during the day. But yeah, if you have not subscribed already, make sure you do, as I'm pulling into the garage here. Got distracted for a second. If you don't want to, you're not forced to, don't worry about that, but I want to see you again, and hopefully you want to see me too. So anyways, for today though, I got forearms and some calf work and cardio left, but that's going to be later on this afternoon when my daughter is napping. I'm going to go in, get my post-workout meal, just kind of hang out for the morning, hydrate, all that kind of fun stuff, relax, recover, and go from there. So for today, I'm the Netty teacher, and summer school, I got a couple more weeks of summer school left, holy crap, but we still have a few more weeks, so this episode of summer school is out. I'll catch y'all on the flippity flop.